Thank you for watching our video about our paper. It's problematic, but I'm not concerned. University perspectives on account sharing. We have three key findings in our paper. First, overwhelmingly, among our non-IT participants, account sharing through non-secure methods is commonplace. Second, the motivations to share accounts stem from a mindset of academic freedom and paternalistic norms. And third, there is a disconnect between IT messaging efforts to spread best security practices and the actual practices done by work groups. If we have one overriding security commandment that our IT departments would like us to follow, it's probably this one: thou shalt not share your login and password. And we see messages like this on Twitter and other social media, such as passwords are like toothbrushes, don't share them, even with friends. And yet to date, we and others have found widespread account sharing. People reported sharing 11 accounts on average in a recent CSCW study that we conducted. This is a problem. If there is no way for the participants to share accounts securely, we see here this information from Checkpoint research that cyber attacks have increased 50% year over year in the last couple of years. And notice this top line: education and research overwhelmingly surpassed even government and military for the reported attacks. There are several factors that we think can contribute to this. For instance, academic freedom means that the IT department cannot lock down the sites that we might visit or types of messages that we receive. The IT department itself might be decentralized. We have fewer restrictions, though, because of the educational setting and because of widespread bring your own device policies. This motivated our study to understand from a research university perspective what forms of account sharing exist and what motivates this account sharing. So we advertised our study via flyers posted online and around campus and cold emails to candidates we identified as being potentially relevant to the study. We used a pre-interview screening survey to determine which candidates were likely to have insights on using accounts in the workplace or on account sharing practices. We tried to diversify the potential participant pool by first coming up with job titles that would be likely to have knowledge of account use, and then emailing several people from all university departments. Our final participant pool had a mix of IT workers, students, and full-time, and an even ratio of male compared to non-male identifying participants, with an overall mix of ages and university department affiliations. Our procedure was to obtain informed consent, then ask questions grouped by the following sections: background information, types of digital accounts held and shared, devices used, workgroup security norms, IT policies that they were aware of, and because we conducted the study during the lockdown, we asked about any adaptations to the coronavirus. At a high level, we found that most of our participants reported some form of account sharing. Forms of account sharing reported were for managing logistics, controlling two-factor authentication requests, and sharing access to various platforms. We also found several motivations for account sharing. People thought of it as low risk. They did it to save money, and because they found security was a secondary priority to their jobs. But I want to draw your attention here to the trust motivation. People said, for instance, that they trusted other people in the university or research setting, with one full-time IT worker noting, "I can't even tell you how many people have volunteered to give me their university credentials because I work with them, and they like me and they trust me." Non-IT participants affirmed this, explaining they trust the system to take care of their technology security. One non-IT worker states, "I'm just a dummy to think the university keeps everything secure for me, but maybe they don't. I don't know." When asked to share a university policy on account sharing, a minority of the non-IT workers could name one. Some participants shared the feeling that the security policies were so simple, it was absolutely unnecessary to seek out specific policies, As one student echoes. I think the understanding is not to share login credentials with people outside the lab unless you have explicit permission to do so. That's just an assumed policy because it's never come up before. It might be written somewhere in the onboarding manual, but it's so obvious that I just haven't committed it to memory. Further, several participants were aware that their practices were not secure. As our title exemplifies, a common feeling succinctly put by one of our participants: it's problematic, but I'm not concerned. This comfort with reliance on university authority is what we refer to as paternalistic norms. It means the participants view the university as a security guardian of sorts that takes care of security for them. This means workers don't feel an individual responsibility because the university acts in their interest for them. We found evidence that participants viewed the university as a security guardian, which is not out of the ordinary, as paternalistic norms are common in education. But we also found that our expectation of how communication would be working on the university side did not match the disconnected reality of what workgroups were practicing. Our insights show that first, there is the perception that account sharing is a low-risk practice, and there is also a widespread trust norm. So we think we need to bump up our training so that people understand how to model for threats in the university. For instance, they might not even be aware that a university such as this is among the most highly attacked. Also, because saving money is a priority, we would like universities such as this to sponsor password managers for use by everybody at the site. And to address some of the issues around cybersecurity being a secondary priority, as with prior work, we can better design accounts to allow for task delegation that will allow for some secure sharing of data and controlling access to most of it. We'd also like to see something like a cybersecurity buddy program, because there is high trust and high likability. For IT members might be in a good position to partner with particular groups to make sure that there is a liaison where information can flow. Thank you for listening to our talk. We're happy to take your questions.